Guys, I am super stoked. Today I'm going to show you my brand new gear hub. All right, guys, it's finally completed. It took probably 3 weeks, which is about 2 weeks longer than I thought it would. And 2 weeks longer than I thought it should. Now I want to explain to you why I built the gear hub, why I think it'd be a good idea for you to build one for yourself, and how exactly I did this. We'll talk about the cost and the things that I had packed in here. Let's check it out. Can you guys just do me a favor and hit that subscribe button? I would really appreciate it. It's simple to do, it's free, and it helps me here at the channel a ton. Thank you in advance. I was tired of having my gear spread out all over the place. I had way too much. I would just not want to track down something, so I'd just go buy it again. Next thing you know, you have way too much crap. And I wanted to bring it all into one place where I can take care of it and where I know where everything is. Just to let you guys know that you guys could do something like this pretty easily too. I did have my neighbor help me out, but honestly, this is not rocket science. So I went with a pine, a finished pine, which was the cheapest possible version. I actually wanted to build it a little deeper. It's 12 inches now. I wanted it to be 16. But to be quite honest, the juice just wasn't worth the squeeze when it came to cost efficiency. It would have cost me a lot more money because then I would have had to be using a different type of wood. And I didn't want to spend that much. This thing already cost me about 850 bucks from start to finish with it worth of material here. Here we built about a 7-foot, I think this is about 7'6", 7'8" tall, and it's a box for 6 fishing rod holders. And the bottom of this box, I boxed out a floor and drilled 6 different 2-inch holes so you could drop your rod in there and then lean it up against the wall. They sell these little fish rod holder deals. They're just plastic and they're like 11 bucks. They're plastic and they have foam in them, and you just kind of push your rod in there and it kind of pinches it in place. And as we step around to the outside, I got my Eno stuff hanging up. And up here is kind of a display / purpose built wall. I like to look at my axes. I actually really like these a lot. These are all made by Helco Works. Whether it be the big boy, which I use, I've actually used this to chop through trees working through the Charity, as well as I used to keep it on my big trawler in case if there's a fire or something like that. We had to chop our way out. This is a nice little hand axe, great for camp stuff. And then we have the real deal fire equipment axe with a nice little sharp end. Regardless, another story for another time. But the top of this surface here, and this actually wraps all the way around me, is a charging station. I like to have all my stuff charged in one spot. What I did is I put this live edge shelf on it with a 16 outlet strip behind that, and I can pretty much charge everything I need at once. If we look behind me on this charging station, I got a spot for some gear and a nice safe that is locked into place so it won't go anywhere. And as we go over, actually before we get to this section, let me show you this guy here. So this is a light by Overlandish, and it's actually very cool. I just stuck some metal tabs up here, and we have 3 magnets on this light, so it just stays in place and it lights up this whole area at night. But if you want to take this camping, it's like a big long set of string lights. And these are very inexpensive. You can get them on the Overlandish website. I like it a lot, and it works great in that form factor right there. If we go to the other end here, we're going to see honestly, this is my hammock chair. And but I built this space here as a universal deal to where even if I never have this hammock chair or after I'm done or whatever, this space is pretty universal. Comes in very handy for all kinds. I can think of a million things that I'd use it for already. At the end, I'm a melon guy. I like my hats. Plus I'm bald and I look stupid. So I try to cover up as much as I can. Just have a couple of my favorites hanging up. If we're gonna go up before we go down, we have this whole section up here that I use for sleeping bags, tents. This is the rain fly for my tent. And there's some stands and recovery gear up there that I just kind of keep out of the way. And what I wanted to do in this space was I knew that all sleeping bags are roughly the same size. So if I make one that works for the biggest sleeping bag I have, it will pretty much always work. So, you know, I change sleeping bags every few years, and they're all roughly the same size. So this shelf is perfect for all of them. I have, like I said, a couple sleeping bags up here, air mattress and a tent, and they all fit up there great. As we drop down below here, I have my rinse kit set up and my Solo Stove fire pit set up. The rinse kit, this is actually a couple gallons of water, but what's cool about this is I have this heater here. It's a propane heater, so I can have warm water wherever I'm at. Over there is Solo Stove. Most of you guys know what that Solo Stove fire pit is. If you don't, look them up because they are the best. If you got real wood, they're the best to take camping with you if you can make up the room for them somewhere in your vehicles. From there, we have a couple paddle boards. Summertime, I live by the water. We like to go paddle boarding, so I keep those there nice and safe. And I believe, guys, that's it. So the way I put this whole thing together was 12-inch wide boards, and that's kind of your edges. I went from floor to ceiling so we can lock everything in. Use some really heavy duty, it's actually outdoor like cabin paneling and stuff. I like the way it looks for one, and two, it's really durable and tough. So it allowed me to mount this thing to those. I put those in first and I mounted everything custom around that. I measured for sizes of the gear that I know that I'm gonna have. For example, this tent, this is an $800, $900 tent. I'm gonna have it for many, many years. So I know that I can build a home for it that's specific, that it's gonna stay there forever. So I don't have to worry about making that space and then thinking, oh, I shouldn't have done that. So, same thing with the sleeping bags. That's what I was saying, they're all the same kind of space. 1x2s kind of just go all along under every shelf and they lock everything in. So now you can just kind of put it together like a puzzle. Start from the floor, work your way to the top. So I think I mentioned this earlier, the material's all in. That's stain, that's screws, that's angle, that's all of it. It was about 850 bucks. From there though, don't be afraid to roll up your sleeves and try to build this thing yourself. It actually is very simple and you can almost think your way through it. Have fun, be creative, and build your very own gear hub.